I'm back with the Qodosen DX 286. This is only going to be a short video just to cover a couple of points that have been raised in the comments on some of my videos. A couple of things I wanted to cover. Something I was asked was about battery life and what I thought of battery life on the DX 286 and what batteries I used. Now, I've tried a couple of batteries with this, and to be honest, they're all much of a muchness, very much the same. Currently, I've got a few of these things. Are they branded? Not really, but they're 18650s, of course. Now, if you look at that, there's a claimed, hopefully you can see it there. Can you see it? Okay. There's a claimed 9,900 milliamp hours on these. That's nonsense. I did read that anything over, much over 3,000 milliamperes is a nonsense. Is impossible. However, I've got a few of these in torches, and they last quite a long time. They work very well, and I've also used them in the XH data, or the Qodosen D808, and they're running in both my SR286 and the DX286. This particular DX286 is the one I took on holiday with me. I had one of these fully charged in it. If you've watched my videos, you've seen my shorts. I did quite a lot of listening with this radio, and I didn't have to recharge it once, so I had many hours use out of it on one charge. I did bring a charger with me. I didn't need it. Okay, and it was only when I got back home and I was using this in the shack actually that the battery died on it, and I had another one ready charged. I will try and do a video showing the battery life, but of course that does mean I've got to be in constant attendance to just see when the battery dies with one of these. I'm going to have to turn it on, leave it on, and come back to it every hour or so, I guess. But battery life is reasonable. If I had any criticism regarding batteries in these radios, it's the battery indicator. I'll just turn this on so we can see what we're talking about. Make sure the volume's down. Let's look at the battery indicator. Okay, and we've got, it's three blobs on the battery symbol there. Okay, hopefully you can see it. Now, what tends to happen with this is it'll look like you've got a full charge. Certainly what happened to me with this one anyway. It looked like I had a full charge. It was fine on holiday, as I said. That was all great. It's back in the shack. It was on three blobs. Then it went pretty immediately down to one, and then the radio died. Another interesting thing happened. The only time I've had any issues with one of these at all, the radio went into a continuous beep. And even when I changed the battery and put a fresh 18650 in, it was still beeping, couldn't do anything with it. I had to reset it. There's a little reset hole there at the bottom. You know, you can put a little pin or something in there. It will reset the radio. That cured it. And then on the fresh battery, it was absolutely fine. So running the battery flat did seem to confuse the thing a little bit. Okay. Now, resetting wasn't an issue for me. I've never used memories to much of an extent in any shortwave radio. So I didn't have any memories programmed into this, so I just reset it, put a new battery in, and everything was fine. But battery life, it's not bad, but don't trust the battery indicator. That's my advice. If you're going away, or maybe you're doing like a mini de-expedition, like I take this up to high ground or whatever, and I'm out for the day, obviously the sensible thing to do is, I think, if you charge the radio fully the night before, you'll be fine. But get an extra 18650, and I've got a little charger somewhere here, which I've of course misplaced. But you can get a little charger anyway that just plugs into a USB, and you can charge these outside the radio, and you can have a couple, you know, on hand, and just replace them as if, you know, as if you were using AA batteries. So that's the battery life thing. So just put that over there. Now the other thing is, somebody said to me, and I did actually, I think I touched on it in one of my shorts anyway, short videos. I used this Texan reel out antenna when I was on holiday with this DX286. This is a Texan AN03L for what it's worth. Okay, it just plugs into the antenna socket, obviously on the 286. Works a treat on shortwave. Actually works quite well on medium wave with this radio. I was surprised because I think it's no more than 10 meters length, so it's very short on the medium wave band, but it works okay. Okay, it's worthwhile addition on medium wave, as long as you're not in a noisy spot. What surprised me is I also found that on some FM signals, normally some, but on some FM signals, they were actually better on the wire as well than the telescopic. That was quite interesting. So if you're doing a bit of FM DXing, might be worth trying the wire. I also read a comment, I think it was a comment on one of my videos, or at least I saw it on a YouTube video. And one user was saying that they found that the antenna socket doesn't work on FM. Well, it certainly does in this radio. This is the DX286. It works in my SR286 as well. Okay, works on FM. Plug an antenna in. I've got, and I'll show you in another video, I've got a aluminium dipole cut for VHF band 2, which I'm going to use up on my favourite high point with this radio. I've already tested it, and of course it works by plugging it into the external antenna socket. So this socket's not just for shortwave and medium wave, long wave, works on FM too. If you find yours doesn't work on FM, I guess you've got a defective unit, because it should work on FM. Okay, so those were just a couple of things I wanted to touch on. But yeah, beware the battery indicator on this. It's the only kind of downside I've got with these. Very sensitive on FM, band 2 FM, VHF. Okay, I've got, and you'll have seen it in some of my other videos, I've got the TEF 6686, the silver radio, the one I tested. It was pretty much useless on shortwave, but again, another good FM radio, same chipset as this with a color display. The difference between the two of these on FM is negligible. I would say the sensitivity is just as good on this Qodosen as it is on the silver TEF 6686. I do think the TEF is a bit quicker to get the RDS data. This seems to take a little while longer to lock on RDS. That's the only difference I've noticed between the two. That's not a hard and fast test. It's just something that it's kind of a personal observation, really. But for FM, this is hard to beat. And I was surprised how well it worked on medium wave with the reel-out Texan wire. And we've also got some videos coming up of this on my Wellbrook loop, and also using a kind of specialized piece of equipment for medium wave listening. And you'll see a little video on that. And this radio really showed itself to work very, very well on medium wave. And you know, it's great on shortwave as well. It's certainly the equal of something like the PL330 or the Qodosen DX D808. But on medium wave, it's better. It's better than those. Okay, so it's a good all-rounder, this. So there we are. Just a little quick update on the DX286. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you've got one of these, what you think of these. Incidentally, if you happen to have ordered one and you've had the earlier SR286 model, okay, I wouldn't worry. The performance is identical, absolutely identical. It's just a couple of the key presses are more convenient, if you like, on the DX286. But even the manufacturer will tell you that the performance RF-wise is absolutely identical, whether you've got an SR286 or a DX286. Okay, thanks for watching.